Salvete, today we're going to continue talking about lesson 2. We're going to talk about present tense being or linking verbs. So a reminder, we've talked about this last year and a little bit already this year. What are being linking verbs? In English, these are verbs like is, or be, or was. Okay, these are being linking verbs. These are not all of them, but these are an example of some of them. Why do we call them being linking verbs? What does that mean? So being just means you're just there, you're just being something. You're not doing any particular action, but you're just existing. So rather than I am kicking a ball or I am waving my hand, I could say, I just am. I'm just here. And so that's why we call it being verbs. We can also call it linking verbs because it can link two nouns together. So we can say something like, this man is Jonah, or that boy is a sailor, something like that. Okay, so that is what being linking verbs are. Now, what do we mean by present tense being or linking verbs? So just like we talked about with the present tense verb endings, we could have being linking verbs that are in the past or in the future, or like we're talking about today, in the present. So an example of a past or a future would be something like I was. So if I'm talking about today, I can say I am. If I'm talking about yesterday, I can say I was doing something. I was a student 10 years ago. Today I am a man, and in the future I will be a gubernator. I will be the governor someday. So those are the different tenses. We can talk about past, present, and future. Okay, so today we're talking about present. Okay, so what are the three in English? There's three present tense being or linking verbs. And they are, you can say I am, okay, that's for first person. You can say you are, okay, that's second person. Or you can say, whoops, wrote that wrong. You can say he is. That's third person. So you can see the three being linking verbs are am, are, and is. That's what we have in English. And so we have the same thing in Latin, but if you'll remember, you probably remember the chant already. Let's remind ourselves of it. So the present tense being linking verbs are sum, est, sumus, estis, sunt. Remember? So we have 3 in English, but we have 6 in Latin. And why is that? Well, just like we talked about for the present tense verb endings, we need to say who is doing the action. And we have both singular and plural that we need to talk about. Because in Latin, the pronoun is kind of included within the being linking verb. So let's draw this out again. We have this, this. Remember, we have singular, we have plural, we have first person, second person, third person. And like we just said, the being linking verbs are sum, est, sumus, estis, sunt. And remember what these are. I'll just draw another one down here. In English, what these mean is I am, you are, he, she, or it is. Sorry, that got a little small. We are, what those mean in English. Sum, I am. Es, you, singular, are. Est, he, she, or it is. Sumus, we are. Estis, you all are. And sunt, they are. So that is the chart of the being linking verbs. And just a reminder, we have 6 because we have to have singular and plural. So we have to have I, you, he, she, or it, we, you all, they, the singular and the plural. And so that is the being linking verbs. Let's say that one more time together, okay? Sum, es, est, sumus, estis, sunt. Those are the being linking verbs, and you will write them out on page 17. You will write out this chart in Latin. You will write out this chart in English, and then you'll do some work translating those. And then the next thing I would like you to do this week as you're reviewing being linking verbs is on page 19 through 21. As you go through the fabula, the story, which is going to be about Jonah or Jonah, I want you to go through that story before class and circle all of the being linking verbs that you can find. And then as we go through in class together and translate the story together, you'll be prepared to spot those being linking verbs. All right, that is our review of being linking verbs. I hope your studying goes well this week. Vale.